Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. Today's an interesting one. 15 fantastic felines from across the UK have been battling it out for the Cats Protection National Cat Awards. They're going to be going to the Savoy in London tonight, and the man to tell us all about it is John Challis. How are you?
I'm all right, Alex. Nice to hear you.
Well, this is nice. I mean, the Savoy, all these cats, it sounds to me like it could be a health and safety nightmare. Who's going to clean up after them all?
Well, I just don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's not up to me. although it might be. I don't know. God.
Are you taking a shovel with you? That's what I'm asking.
Well, no. I'm sitting at a table in a very nice sort of Wedgwood decorated type room, and I hope these things will be taken care of. Anyway, I won't be looking.
You're too important for all that stuff. It's an interesting cause, though. I mean, and what the Cats Protection League do is so important, and these awards really are a bit of fun to raise the profile of animal welfare and the welfare of cats, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I came to cats very late. I wasn't really a cat person at all until I moved to the country and sort of practically inherited some slightly feral cats, kittens they were at the time, and they adopted me and my wife, and they've been with us ever since. One of them has passed away, but one of them must be 16, 17 years old now, which is extraordinary. He's still pottering around. You know, he's in a wheelchair, has a stick, and so on. But likes a gin and tonic earlier in the day. Watches a lot of television now.
I wonder, what's interesting about cats? I love them, but they don't necessarily love me. Cats make their own mind up. A dog can be wooed with treats. A cat's got its own mind and does what it wants to do, doesn't it?
Yes, quite. We were just talking about it, as you would, at the Cat Awards ceremony. But there's something about cats. They can actually help people an awful lot. This is what these awards are about, because people are going through unfortunate times, and they found a terrific sort of friend and support and strength in having a cat, and a lot of them rehomed by Cats Protection, which is terrific, and so there's so many extraordinary stories here. I've got one here about a lady who suffers from extraordinary condition where she'll have sort of frequent unexpected fainting episodes. She'll suddenly faint for no apparent reason at all, quite frequently. And this, of course, is a problem, because she wants to go out and do the normal things, but is terrified because she might faint. And since she had this rehomed cat, the cat somehow senses when this is going to happen, and will sit on her, sort of jump on her lap and just sit there and refuse to move.
Wow.
If she's standing up, it'll sit on her feet. And this happens every time. Isn't it extraordinary? There's a connection somehow, slightly unnerving, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
But there is that about them, that they can look after themselves, they're independent, and they run the place, really, in the way a dog never does. A dog is very needy,
That's right.
relatively. So that's one good thing about cats. There's lots of stories about this young lady with severe depression, and she got a rehomed cat. Well, it was an abandoned litter, and she just took one, and it changed her life. And actually, she's perfectly okay now. I mean, extraordinary stories.
Tonight there'll be several awards. There's the Hero Cat, there's the Forever Cat, there's the Most Caring Cat, there's the Outstanding Rescue Cat, there's the Purina Better Together Cat, and Cats Protection Overall Award. So there's going to be a lot happening.
Yeah, Rescue Cat. I mean, extraordinary. I shall look forward to seeing all these stories on the screen. There's videos of them all and telling the story of them and so on.
I wrote into them and I nominated Most Famous Cat as Mrs. Slocum's Pussy. Will Mrs. Slocum be attending this evening?
Oh, I do hope not. I do hope not, Alex.
Is there any hope we can get that back? I mean, you did that one-off last year, which we talked about, which I loved. Any hope we'll see a full series on the back of it?
Well, I suppose there's hope. I think everybody expected that there would be some more after it, but for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe the scheduler sort of didn't like it or something, and I think there was a bit of an anti thing about it for some reason, which I never quite understood. because it was just funny, and so many people said how funny it was. Never expected it to go, but it didn't. So I think if somebody came along and looked at it again and was a big fan of that show, I mean, it might very well do.
There's an interesting synergy for you, isn't there? Because, of course, Darren, who rewrote that episode and brought it forward and sort of brought a new cast in, including yourself, of course, is the man behind Benidorm, and you've just been there for months filming.
Yes, absolutely, yes. I think I think he'd actually written a second episode as well. He'd been commissioned to do so by the BBC, but for some reason it just never happened. Benidorm was terrific. That new series, which should be going out early next year, and this talk I see on the net. I don't know. There's some talk of a stage show, and I think the series will take a year off. And for a bit of a pause, for a bit of a rethink, and then it may come back in a year's time. I hope so. It's just great fun to do.
I was talking to Perry Benson last week. He's going up to Edinburgh to do his show, and he was saying that he's now out of Benidorm. He's done with it. It's sort of reinvented itself, hasn't it? Because a lot of the original cast have gone, and people like you have gone in. It's an interesting time for the show.
Well, it is. It's 10 years old, We just finished the 10th series, which is extraordinary, really. I mean, the only other one I can think of was My Family, that's a comedy show that lasted that long. Girls Only Fools only went to 7 episodes. We did a lot of specials and so on, but it's extraordinary, and the figures have kept up. And every time, one of the much-loved original characters have left, people say, oh, that's the end of the series and stuff. But it doesn't seem to be the case. They've replaced them with other good people, and it takes a bit of time to readjust, but it seems as though it could go on to me.
Do you love doing it? I mean, it's the nearest to Heidi-High sort of camp comedy that we've got these days. It's just feel-good TV, especially as I sit here in the pouring rain with black clouds in Nottingham in the middle of August. It's a bit depressing. Benidorm is that sort of ray of sunshine, isn't it?
Yes, I think that's why it always went out in January, February, which are the dog days, aren't they, of the British winter, really. You think, oh God, spring's never going to arrive, and I think it was a great time to cheer people up, and that's part of its popularity, I think. But I think as soon as people start mucking about the schedules and so on, and put on different time, the different way, it confuses people. This happened with Green Grass, and it just takes a new broom to come in and have a different idea about how things should go. And it can sort of knock it a bit, I think. But I think it's ideal for Benidorm to come out in January, February, that sort of time. So we're looking forward to it. Hopefully that will happen. I mean, there's no guarantee of it, but I think that's what should happen.
You're a man of senior years who's been around the houses and stayed in most of them. Joyce Temple... No, well, I'm not casting aspersions, but Joyce Temple Savage, will there be any more intimacy, put it that way?
Well, well, I certainly hope so. You heard it here first, folks. We had such a laugh doing it, and it's great to work with Sherry. Having worked with her on Are You Being Served as well, and I think we get on quite well. Well, I mean, I think I could deal with her, to put it that way.
Yeah, lovely.
And we had some intimate scenes. She keeps sacking him and firing him, saying she doesn't really want it. But why did you get married then? And there must be something he's got that that melts her, And so we're trying to decide what that is.
Beautiful.
But we've had our intimate moments, I have to say, which you'll see in the new series, which is quite fun to do, I must say.
It does seem to get more and more ridiculous, and that's the bits we love. We love when they skydive over sort of Benidorm Bay and things like that. Do you end up injuring yourself or end up naked at any point in this next series?
No, certainly not. No, I don't want to frighten the horses, I mean,
what a disappointment, John.
That would put people... Well, it may be a disappointment for you, Alex, but we've got to think about the rest of the audience.
You've got my hopes up.
No, I haven't. I haven't been asked to jump in the pool yet, but I have been asked to sing on a couple of occasions, which is not my strong suit, I have to say. But I get away with it because I say, well, I'm singing this to Joyce to try and give Joyce a message, but I do it deliberately badly, as
lovely.
Monty would.
Yes.
Me, John Challis, of course, I sing it perfectly.
Yes, you're like a bird, aren't you?
Yeah, hiding behind the character, I would say.
Could we have a clue? Is it something like ABBA? Normally it's a song that we all know and cherish, and then you get to destroy it.
Yes, that's right. I've already destroyed You Make Me Feel Brand New. I've destroyed that one. And I'm about to destroy China in Your Hand, the Tapao song. And I knew one of my friends is a journalist, and he knows Carol Decker, who's the lead singer of Tapao, very well. And in fact, he ghosted her autobiography. And I rang him up and I said, "You'd never guess, because he's always going on about Carol Decker and she's wonderful and so on." I said, "You'll never guess. I've been asked to sing China in Your Hand." So he rang Carol Decker, and Carol Decker said, "I want to be in it." And she was, because I went to the producers and I said, "Look, wouldn't it be great if Monty's up there singing this song and singing it very badly, and she comes into Neptunes and goes, 'Oh my God,' And that's exactly, she comes in with a hen party. And she comes in, "Come on, girls, come on, we're all going to have a drink." She comes in, she hears me singing, she goes, "Oh, for God's sake," and sweeps out again.
Brilliant. I love it.
Which is such a great joke.
And of course, Sherry, the chemistry between you and Sherry is just delicious. I mean, she's a fabulous character actress. I love her very much. I work with her on Loose Women. She's fun in real life, though. That's not all shtick and an act, is it? She's a fun person.
No. She's. I mean, I think she needs a carer, but she's a Nottingham lass, isn't she?
She is. We're born in the next village. She's Burton Joyce. I was Gedling. She's the posh one.
I see. I keep saying she's too northern for me. She says, "I'm not northern. I'm Midlands. I'm Midlands." No,
beautiful.
she's a knockout. She really is. And no, I think there is just something there. We're pretty rude to each other, I have to say, but then we all know what that means, don't we?
Isn't it great? Well, it's obvious, the chemistry, and who could blame her? I mean, you are a nice bit of trouser. Let's face it, John. Ask Marlene.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so. Yes.
Written on many public toilet walls. And should there be a tour of Benidorm, would you consider being in it? I mean, are you available?
Oh yeah, I think this had just come out in the net, hasn't it? That there's talk of a theatre tour, and something about lucrative offers. I mean, nobody's made me a lucrative offer, I have to say. But no, certainly I'm committed to quite a few things this year, but it depends when it happens, how long it's for, and everything else, and of course, if Sherry was doing it. I wouldn't want anybody else to play that character and play against it, I don't think.
Yeah. So I think it would be a massive hit if you put that on the road, because people love it.
I would think so, yes, absolutely. So, of course I'd consider it, particularly if I had a lucrative offer.
Yes, let's hope so, although I suspect that's probably not going to be the case with showbiz money these days.
Not in these days, no, quite.
What a great career in life. We haven't even spoken about Only Fools and Horses. We'll do that another time again because, as you know, such a big fan of yours. And this afternoon, I think you're going to see Marlene?
Yes, Marlene. I shall see later, and I have to be suitably apologetic about getting married to somebody else on screen because she's not happy, from what I hear. So.
Well, I mean, it's heartbreaking when you see someone happier than you are. You don't want that, do you?
Yes, that's right. I think she's... I think Marlene, Sue has texted Sherry and saying, what was he like? Did he behave himself? And Sherry sent back a message saying, "No, you should know. He's an absolute bloody nightmare." So I think the girls are sort of talking about it.
Let them fight it out, John. If they want you, they want you. It's a woman's needs and urges. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Congratulations on everything. You've got such an amazing career, and you continue to have it, and the success with Benidorm. Let's hope there is a stage show, because I'd come and see that. I'd probably pay even, and I'm never paid to see anything, John. Do you know what I mean? Unless there's a free ticket, I ain't turning up. But
couldn't blame you.
you know what I mean.
Well,
But
great. Well, yes, I hope it does happen, and certainly hope to see you again somewhere, somehow.
I'm sure we will. The 15 finalists of the Feline Competition of the Year at the Cats Protection National Cat Awards is taking place tonight at the Savoy. You can find out more by Googling the Cats Protection League. John Challis, thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.
Good. Thanks, Alex. Bye.